Listen closely. That sound you hear? That's gold scraping against bone. Year 274 CE. You're standing in a Roman street, crushed shoulder to shoulder with a million others. Stone walls press into your back. The air is thick with sweat, incense, and anticipation. You can't move. You can barely breathe. Your only job today is to watch. In the center of the procession, a woman stumbles forward. Her wrists are split open. Her ankles bleeding. Not from rope. From gold. 40 pounds of solid gold chains hang from her arms, neck, and legs. They're so heavy that 2 Roman soldiers walk beside her, lifting the chains so she doesn't collapse face first onto the stone. That gold was hers 3 months ago. It paid armies. Built temples. Funded an empire. Now it's crushing her alive. This is Zenobia of Palmyra. Queen of the East. Ruler of Egypt. The woman who defeated Roman generals and ruled over 70,000 soldiers. Now she's a spectacle. The crowd erupts. Rotten fruit slams into her chest. Spit hits her face. She doesn't wipe it away, she can't. Her hands are pinned by her own stolen wealth. A child laughs and points. His mother lifts him higher so he can see better. But here's what the crowd doesn't see. Inside Zenobia's mind, one thought repeats with every step. Not save me. Not give me strength. Just 3 words. Let it be the villa. Because she knows the truth. At the end of this road, there are 2 doors. One leads to a Roman villa, comfort, surveillance, a life as a living trophy. The other leads underground, into the Mamertine prison, where Rome erased its enemies in darkness. For kilometers of not knowing which door has your name on it. This wasn't cruelty by accident. This was a system. Rome perfected it over 700 years. And Zenobia was one of the lucky ones. The others suffered fates that made execution look merciful. To understand why, you need to understand the Roman triumph. Forget what movies showed you. A triumph wasn't a parade. It was psychological warfare disguised as celebration. The entire city shut down. Over 1 million people lined the streets. Even slaves were given the day off, so they could watch other slaves being paraded in chains. First came the treasure. Cart after cart of stolen gold. Sacred relics. Royal heirlooms. The crowd cheered, already imagining lower taxes paid with someone else's suffering. Then came the paintings. Massive wooden panels showing cities burning. Soldiers slaughtered. Palaces looted. Roman artists followed armies for this exact purpose. The crowd laughed when they recognized your homeland on fire. Then came the animals. Lions. Elephants. Exotic birds. Proof that Rome had conquered not just your people, but your land itself. And then, silence. The prisoners. Common soldiers first. Forgotten before they even reached the square. And finally, you. Captured rulers were forced to walk in royal clothing. Silk. Gold. Crowns. Because a broken peasant means nothing. A broken queen sends a message to the world. No crown protects you. No army saves you. No throne is beyond Rome's reach. Some captives survived the triumph. Others disappeared the moment it ended. You never knew which fate awaited you until the last step. That uncertainty was part of the torture. In 60 CE, a queen named Boudica learned this lesson in blood. Rome flogged her in public. Then they took her daughters. Tacitus doesn't describe what happened next. He didn't need to. Britain burned in response. 70,000 Romans died. When defeat came, Boudica chose poison over chains. Because she knew what Rome did to captured queens. Years earlier, another queen survived. Her name was Thusnelda. Wife of Arminius, the man who annihilated 3 Roman legions. Rome couldn't capture him. So they took her. Pregnant. Betrayed by her own father. She walked through Rome in chains, holding her infant son. That child, Thumelichus, was raised as a Roman slave. Trained as a gladiator. The heir of Rome's greatest enemy reduced to entertainment. Bleeding for applause. His death wasn't recorded. Because erasure was the point. Rome didn't just defeat enemies. It absorbed them. Humiliated them. Made sure nothing remained. So when Zenobia walked those 4 kilometers, she knew every story. She knew survival could be worse than death. Emperor Aurelian spared her. Not out of mercy, but calculation. Zenobia lived in a villa. Married a Roman senator. Raised daughters who spoke Latin and worshipped Roman gods. Within 3 generations, her bloodline vanished into Rome. No rebellion. No martyr. Just silence. Was that mercy? Or the most sophisticated torture ever invented? The Mamertine prison still exists today. Tourists take photos where queens once vanished. People drink coffee on streets where chains once scraped bone. Rome sanitized its past. But it failed to erase these women. 2,000 years later, their stories are still being told. They were meant to be silent. But silence is not erasure. And forgotten is not gone.